Number 9, I'm asking you to find the composite of f of g of x and then find f of g at 6. What I'm assessing on this is your ability to find a composite function and then your ability to evaluate a composite function once you've found it. So I'm not asking you anything about the domains on here. Our domains are pretty bland on this one. The domains for both your inside function and your composite function be all real numbers. But what I'm looking for is, can you put function g into function f, perform the operations, and then evaluate this new function f at 6. So my function f is negative 2x squared minus 5x plus 1. We're going to put into function f g of x, which is another function of negative 5x plus 6. And that's going in everywhere we see an x. So we got to have a negative 2 times negative 5x plus 6 squared minus 5 times negative 5x plus 6. Then plus 1. So what I've done is I replaced all the x's with the input value of negative 5x minus 6. The order of operations must be satisfied, so we're going to square this binomial first and then take it times negative 2. So I'm just going to move things over. Negative 2 times squaring a binomial. I square the first thing, that's 25x squared. I double the outside inside, so I multiply those two together. That's a negative 30 doubles, a negative 60x. I square the last, which is plus 36. That all has to be multiplied by negative 2. I'm going to distribute my negative 5, so negative 5 times negative 5 is a positive 25x. And then distribute the negative 5, that's a negative 30 plus 1. Distribute the negative 2, that's a negative 50x squared minus, well, plus, because negative times negative, so plus, get a better plus sign in there, plus 120x, then minus 72, plus 25x, and then minus 29. Collecting our like terms, there's only the 50x squareds. We have a plus 120x and a plus 25x, so that's a positive 145x. Then we have a negative 72 minus 29, and that should be a negative 101. And this represents our composite of f of g at any input that we want to put in there, x. So there's my first response. This is the composite function. The next thing I want to do is I want to find the value of this composite function, f of g, at 6. So I'm going to put in place for x 6. So it's a negative 50 times 6 squared plus 145 times 6 minus 101. And now we're just going to have to crunch some numbers here. So this is a negative 50 times 36 plus, and then 145 times 6, I think it's 370 minus 101, and then a negative 50 times 36 is a negative 1,800 plus 370 minus 101, which means we get a total value of a negative 1,031. So that is f of g at 6.